This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
Darlene Love and Marshmallow World. Little Christmas stuff going on here on this episode of Boomer Life. Good morning and welcome back to the program. I'm Sterling Fox, joined in studio by Dave Temlett and Terry Harder from Innovative Sleep Solutions in South Surrey, White Rock. We're talking about the importance of a good and healthy night's sleep. And our guests, the sleep solution experts with decades of experience in the business. We were talking about, Terry made an interesting suggestion. We were talking about the cabinet bed or cabedza that we bought in our house, because in our house, we live in a very small house. The guys are sitting here looking at me going, yeah, no kidding, Sterling. My spaniel has a larger house than yours. But nonetheless, in our house, we don't have the luxury of a guest room. We have a multi-purpose room. It's a den. I use it as my recording studio for a lot of work that I do, and it has to be flexible enough to accommodate visitors when they infrequently pop by and stay over. So in the cabinet bed worked perfectly for me because it is so versatile. And we'll talk more about cabinet beds or cabedzas. But Terry, you had a great idea for those with the luxury of a full-time guest room that actually just sits there with a nice bed in it and all made up, waiting for somebody to come by and sleep in it. If they're looking for a new guest bed, your suggestion was, well, why don't you just go one step further than that?
Exactly. With all the sales going on, year-end clearance and so on that will be going on, it's a very good time for all of us to move our bed into the guest room. And instead of buying another bed for the guests, buy one for yourself.
Right.
And that's why we say, he who hesitates loses. And to take a saying from The Price is Right,
come on down! Here's the next contestant on That Price is Right.
There you go. So,
all right. Well, now, how long did it take for you and Dwayne to cook that one up? That was kind of cute, actually. But Come On Down is the name of the game, and that's a really good idea because, again, we're talking New Year's resolutions here, Dave. People are putting those lists together. It's only 11 days away, and we're in 2015.
Yeah.
And so, if maybe it's something to do. Maybe the resolution isn't about you this year. Maybe it's not about looking terrific in a bathing suit by the 24th of May or something. Maybe it's about the house. Maybe we're not going to sell the house. We're gonna spiff the house up. We're gonna paint. We're gonna do a few repairs and stick around for a few more years. In which case, we're gonna get some new furniture into place. Just brighten it all up. Do a second take on living where we live. And a new bed can be a very important part of that redo, can't it?
Well, especially getting back to the song that just played at the opening of the segment there, the Marshmallow World. If you've got a mattress like that, you deserve it.
That's right.
and on that point, Sterling, a lot of people come in and right away, because you made a good point about staying in your house and so on, they'll come in, but they don't know what size bed they want.
True.
They'll say, well, you'll ask them, are you looking for a king or a queen?
Right.
And they'll say, well, we're not sure. Well, to make your time pay and to truthfully just make a choice to stop sleeping on the old bed that you're not sleeping that well on,
right,
is you might want to analyze the next 5 years. Am I going to stay where I'm at? Am I going to be moving and so on?
And let's just suppose we've just made that decision. I was just saying to Dave, we've decided we're not going to sell. We're not going to move to a condo downtown. We're going to hang in with the old house in the burbs and spiff it up. We're going to hang around for a while, so time for some new stuff.
Exactly. So decide, well, if we're going to be moving in 5 years, maybe it makes sense just to buy a queen size. Because if we're going to downsize into that smaller condo in the future,
eventually, yeah,
well, then the king may not fit.
Good point.
Now all of a sudden you decide, geez, I've got to buy another bed.
Right.
Because the king won't fit. So perhaps it might make sense before you come in, although certainly we want you to come in anyway, don't get me wrong, but it might just help you to make a choice.
But people ask you this, when they do come into the store, because you guys are somewhat legendary already about the time you take with individual customers.
Yeah.
You enjoy an eyeball-to-eyeball conversation with someone. You can look someone straight in the eye and talk about their health and their sleep requirements and their needs and their budget, Terry, and put all of those factors together.
And on that point, just last week, Dave had a customer come back, 4th visit.
Yep.
He had 4 visits.
Yep.
He visited our paint store the first time, talked to Dave for a bit. Then he came in and I spent about an hour and a half with him showing him different things because Dave was tied up with another customer. And then he came in again and I spent some time with him. And finally on the 4th visit, which we don't mind, that's sometimes what it takes.
Sure.
He bought a latex organic mattress for him and his son.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he also recognized how important pillows are in a better sleep, so he bought the pillows and the mattress pad. But the point is, don't be afraid. You may not want to make the choice the first time, and if that's the case, that's okay. We spent time with him 4 times before he finally decided.
Now, with this customer, when Carol and I came to the store to look at cabinet beds, or cabedzas, as you call them, we were very pleased with the product. We learned a lot. You were very patient with us. And then you insisted that we leave the premises and go somewhere else and check out what the competition is doing. So,
well, I don't remember it quite that way.
So when this fellow came back for visits 1, 2, and 3, were you advising him at the time to also, this is what we offer, by all means, go out there and shop the marketplace, and then come back and we'll talk some more.
Absolutely.
So he came back with, and that's good too, because every time you go out and do that, you've just educated yourself more about what's out there. So then you come back to Innovative Sleep Solutions and you sit down with Terry and Dave, and you're a better educated consumer, and you're more able to speak specifically to your requirements.
Exactly.
Well, absolutely, and you know, a happy customer is an educated customer. So
Right.
You know, we'll take the time necessary to answer every single one of their needs and questions. So we look at it as a partnership, because we're looking at long-term investment with a consumer. We don't just want to earn their business today and basically get them a mattress into their home. We want to get them the right mattress.
And like that last customer, you got his mattress and his son's mattress.
Yes, he bought
as
one
well.
for his son
So
as
there
well.
you go.
Yeah. And he recognized the importance and value of investing a little more money into getting the Dunlop latex, the 100% certified organic latex. He bought the same quality for his son as well.
Interesting stuff. I want to talk about latex, and I know, Terry, you're kind of the guy on this one. But before we get to the specifics of the technology involved with latex mattresses, with this whole business being so patently obvious, the fact that general overall good health and a good night's sleep, good sleeping habits are inextricably connected. Why then do you think, guys, and I'll put this to both of you, so many people go for the cheap, inexpensive solution in the face of all of that evidence?
Well, they underestimate how important a mattress is and how it connects to their overall health and well-being. And they can't recognize the fact that they should really be spending a little more on something that they're using on a 6 to 8 hour daily basis.
Right.
So they're trying to save money.
Of course we are. And especially at this time of year with all that shopping list going on, people driving around right now going, of course we're trying to save money, you idiot. It's Christmas. We need every penny we can get.
Well, and often a lot of things that people do, they'll make a mistake when it comes to looking for a queen or a king size. They're taking X number of dollars as their budget.
Right.
So they want to buy a king size, for example. With that same budget, you can get a much better quality queen size bed, because you're going to pay 30 to probably 35% more on the same mattress going from a queen to a king size.
Isn't that interesting?
30 to 35%
Hadn't
more
thought
on the
about
same
that.
mattress. So, you know, why not stay with a queen size? Do you really need that extra 18 inches of width? You know, 9 inches each. The length is the same. So you know, if you're working within a budget and you want to buy a king size, I would recommend probably stay with a queen and get a better bed.
Interesting stuff. Now, these are the kinds of details that only come out in a conversation. And people, Terry, you were talking about, the whole king-queen conundrum, because it fits the terrific bedroom we've got now. But if we are going to downsize at some point in our lives, it's probably not going to fit into a Yaletown condo or something smaller. So maybe if we're going to buy that new bed now, maybe we should be thinking, because if thinking 5 years, a good bed will still be a good bed in 5 years, won't it?
Exactly. And on Dave's point also, the other thing we didn't mention about deciding on the size is you have a queen right now and you're kind of debating a king. Well, now you might have to buy a new headboard.
Yes.
All new sheets, pillows, comforters, duvets,
blankets, mattress pads,
on and on and on. So now all of a sudden that's a lot of money. Stay with your current size. You don't have to worry. You can invest, like Dave said, in a better night's sleep.
Right.
Because you already have all of that stuff.
Interesting. By the way, you mentioned sheets and all that kind of stuff. Do you guys, I know you have pillows, and I know you have the magnet therapy devices.
Yes.
But you don't sell bedding and a lot of other stuff. You're a sleep place, right?
Sure,
You're not
we do.
a linen place, are you?
Well, we do sell some sheets.
Okay.
We are in the process of actually just bringing in some really nice bamboo sheets.
Oh, they are nice.
Yeah, we haven't got them in the store yet. They should be arriving, I would think, probably middle of next month.
Okay.
But absolutely, we sell the mattress pads, the pillows, foam, latex, feather pillows. Yeah, we pretty much anything that you need.
Okay. Terry, back to the latex, if you don't mind for a couple of seconds here, because you're the guy that taught me about off-gassing and the importance of...
And it's not from the dog.
No, absolutely. It's really important because I'll tell you, when we first sat down and started talking about all of the ingredients that go into making up a mattress of any description, you know, the last thing you think about is ingredients or components, chemical compounds in something you're going to spend a third of your life sleeping on being dangerous. And yet there are some manufacturers around the world that don't place as much emphasis on purity as the manufacturers clearly that Innovative Sleep Solutions has chosen to represent in their stores. Talk to us about latex, the good and the bad.
Well, starting with the manufacturer we chose, being Rennell on Annacis Island, being in business for 30 years. Really longer than some mattress factories have been in business, in being involved in marketing and selling latex. From there, right away, we knew we were dealing with the right people, that they got the latex from India, and only 2 factories in the world have the stringent types of testing that we've many times mentioned every year has to go through. So we know we're dealing with a very healthy product. We know that it being organic, that it's been grown in soil, that for 6 years nothing else was grown in it. All the herbicides, pesticides were depleted in it before they planted the rubber tree. And then the process itself did not add any synthetic aspect to the process at all. So you're dealing with very healthy latex. And latex in itself in Europe, we've mentioned 80% of the people in Europe sleep on latex.
Right, yeah.
They sell half the beds we do here in North America, and yet we all know a lot more people live in Europe. Why that is latex has an average lifespan of 30 years.
My.
We know it's low hysteresis. You don't use a lot of energy to move on the bed. We know it breathes because it's open cell. We know what we've chosen has 4 pounds in a queen of pure virgin wool, 6 pounds in a king. So major temperature regulating benefit. So really, latex and organic, and as Dave's mentioned, Dunlop process, has everything to offer in an investment in a healthier and better night's sleep.
And the latex, the purity aspect of the latex, this is not a test that they did in 1981 and they got a gold star to hang on the front door. This happens every year.
It does.
So this is a certified pure latex mattress company that is certified on an annual basis. This isn't some a prize they won back in the 80s. It happens every year. And that's important.
Well, it is. And just to reiterate what Terry already mentioned, there's only 2 factories in the world that manufacture it to that stringent testing.
Right.
So a step further from that is, when you're looking at other latexes, there's Talale latex that goes through a process that really ends up becoming, it turns the latex more into a synthetic product. So it's not quite as durable as what a Dunlop latex would be. There's 2 different types of latex out there. There's the Dunlop and the Talale.
Okay.
So when you're looking at the bed that we carry, the Unison from Rennell, that is truly the healthiest bed in North America. It really is, because in addition to having the pure virgin wool and the Dunlop certified organic latex, it's also got 100% organic cotton cover on it. Now, some people are concerned about latex having an allergy. Some people may feel they're allergic to allergens, but in our experience, we find that most people that believe they've got an allergy to latex, the latex is really not the the allergen, if you will. It's the powders, the proteins.
Oh, you mean like in those latex surgical type gloves?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Some people can't wear them.
Exactly.
But it's not the glove, it's the powder in it.
It is. It's the proteins in the powder.
Yeah, interesting.
So, and in addition to that, the latex is underneath the wool. It's underneath the fabric, so it's not going to come in direct contact with your body anyhow. So absolutely, it really is a healthy product, highly recommended, excellent support, and hysteresis. That was a word that Terry mentioned. It's a measurement of how much energy it takes to move on a mattress. So the lower hysteresis, the less energy it takes.
Right.
So you tend not to wake up as much.
Right.
Because when
if you sleep in a trough on an old mattress and you want to roll over, it takes some work.
It does.
And sometimes it'll actually wake you up. What am I doing awake here? All
like
I want to do is roll over.
world.
My shoulder went to sleep. I needed to roll over. Why am I awake? Because the mattress made you work to roll over to the point where you woke up.
Right. So that would be considered a high hysteresis.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lower hysteresis, the lowest possible, is Dunlop latex.
Interesting stuff. Just that much smoother.
It is.
Sleeping. Our guys from Innovative Sleep Solutions in South Surrey, White Rock, are Terry Harder and Dave Temlett. This is Boomer Life. We're talking a good night's sleep and good health for 2015 and beyond. Lots more still to come. Stay with us.
Canada's only weekly radio show dedicated to the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.